Hello and welcome back to HSM Speedrun Marathon number 3. Um, I'm Applefreezer, I'm running Zelda Breath of the Wild any percent today, and I'm here with Kataref in the
That
commentary.
is me. I'm not a Zelda runner at all, and also you can't see us right now, but you're about to see us in a... There we are. So yeah, that's the main guy. Good luck.
Thank you. Right, yeah, I think we're gonna jump into the game. The timer starts once I get control of Link. Yeah, Zelda Breath of the Wild. Been running this game for a couple of years now. Not since it came out, it's about 4 years. And the sequel is about to be released very soon. So I'm kind of excited for this, as many people are apparently. It's a pretty broken game. We got a lot of glitches that have aged over the year. And I realized that I don't have the game in the fastest language. I have the game in English right now, which is not the fastest language. The fastest language is French. But we can work with this. It's important. This is only like a 2 or 3 second time loss, which is not very big, but in perspective of world record, of course, it's different. Time starts now.
Alright.
First we're gonna get our Sheikah Slate, which we need for most of our tricks, since it takes our runes and makes them useful in any way. Even the first trick that we're gonna perform now is gonna be a scope clip. So we're gonna run against the wall and use the scope to make Link look into a different direction. So the model of Link just goes behind the camera and then he clips into the wall. So, as you can see very soon.
Yeah, it's a bit of a finicky clip, but it allows us to skip quite a few cutscenes at the start. So even if you wouldn't get it first try, let's see, would still save a considerable amount of time. Yeah, but never mind. Looked promising, but here we go again.
It can be a very finicky angle sometimes.
Yeah, that's better.
Sometimes it works very well.
But we're still out of bounds and we need to clip back inbounds eventually. But first we make our way up. And this is where we go back inbounds. And that, as I said, skips numerous cutscenes, especially the long, like, panning cutscene at the start.
Exactly.
So now we can go straight to pick up our first items.
And we're gonna pick up some backup food here. So if we do wind bombs or anything, we get less damage. And also a shield and a spear, which are gonna be used later for a variety of glitches.
Yeah, the shield will be very useful right out of the gate. I mean, this is already useful because obviously you can see it's pretty fast, but that's not going to be the main use for the shield. So we have to get into the Temple of Time here first, and for that we will use the shield to perform a shield clip.
Exactly. For the shield clip we need to set skew first, which makes Link flick into a certain direction.
Yeah, so we want to shield surf while on this kind of slanted surface, which will then store the skewed state.
I'm not
eventually.
Right now. Yeah. There we go. So
and
now we should be able to jump here and clip through this wall.
Yeah, you can see when we get out of this shield surfing state that Link kind of, yeah, exactly. You see him kind of leaning back midair. And if enough of Link clips through the wall while in the state, basically pushes you through.
It's gonna be very finicky if it doesn't work first try. So we're just gonna reset our skew.
Yeah, you basically can just set up here again and try again.
We also want the Copeland to notice us so we don't get punched by him later. Guess we're gonna take the long way then.
There could have been a clip there, but we'll take the scenic route. And we'll get those arrows. And then it's time for a BLSS.
We also should take the bow, which is
that
kind
is
of
probably... The bow is kind of useful for the bow lift.
Smoke and slide.
Exactly. So you will see us carrying an item at the same time as we carry the bow. And while in this state, if they're like linked as a step-up animation, depending on your inputs, you can eventually get another glitch, hopefully. That is a very powerful glitch. Yeah, it's all good.
And of course a pot break.
I mean, you can kill him. There we go. And yeah, now we try to not bounce off him. But,
he really doesn't want me to get away from here, huh?
But you at least saw what we want to do. So once you're in this flying state, you probably don't get to hear it as much. But Apple is flicking his the left control stick quite rapidly from side to side without trying to go through neutral, which accelerates you quite a bit, as you can see. But we were quite high up, so we need to fall damage cancel here using the spear. And now we basically do another one of these shield clips.
Most one should work easier.
Yeah, and now we need to clip inside the elevator, and that's how we go inside the shrine without first activating the tower, because you can't get in the normal way, the intended way.
Didn't work quite as intended, but we got in after all.
And this gives us the bombs, which are another very useful component of the speedrun. Also not usually in the intended way.
Especially we have now the BLSS, which is dead, which with the pots. We can do that also with the bombs. Basically everything we pick up. And the bomb has a pretty much perfect hurt box for this, which collides with Link to get the speed. And we can just fly around the bombs. We can also do another trick, which is called a wind bomb, which I'm going to perform just right now.
That's that. Oh.
This is why we took food of us.
Close one. Yeah, so the idea of wind bombs is basically that while in slow motion you drop both bombs, exploding the first one, which then launches the second one into Link, which kind of gives you to this chain reaction and the result that you saw.
Exactly.
Right now it's already very useful, but it will become even more useful later on when we have the paraglider. Which is kind of the goal right now, is we can't leave the Great Plateau without having the paraglider. And for that we first need to complete the 4 shrines on the Great Plateau.
This also a small trick here. If we skip the cutscene after the text disappears, it loads faster. Because if you skip too fast, for some reason it loads the map twice, which takes longer in the whole scheme of things than when you just wait for the cutscene. Skip it later.
You're just mashing through the dialogue while selecting the correct answers to get the fastest dialogue, hopefully. And then we're already very rapidly going over to the next shrine, which is like kind of, now that we have all these movement options, it's like pretty much just a direct route to all of the shrines. And each shrine gives us a new power. Some more, some less useful. So this is another ledge that gives us a step-up animation, which means we can use it for BLSS, hopefully. And off we go.
We already see the next shrine. It's not really loaded in properly yet, but you can definitely see it. Set skew again. into here. Reset it here real quick. There we go. Second clip. Just fine.
Good enough.
The good thing about the skewer is we can use it for the next shrine as well. So we don't have to reset skewer after this. We can just flip into the next shrine. And here we get our next rune, which is Magnesis. It gives us the ability to lift any metal object with a special power, but it's not really needed in most of the run. We mainly need it use it in here and later to get an item, but overall it's not really a useful speedrun anymore. Okay, need to set you again then. Let's see. Some bad jump. Gonna do a wind bomb here to skip most of the shrine. All the way over here. So it didn't take any damage. Quite surprises me. Normally you take a lot of damage there. But of course when you have enough health you don't take damage. Murphy's Law, I guess.
Yeah, and then whenever you complete a shrine your health gets refilled anyway, so kind of doesn't really matter how much damage you take before you complete one.
That's also why you normally don't take any food with you when you're going faster times, because you don't need it, but it's definitely good for backup.
So that's 2 out of 4 done. Off to the next one.
I interrupt it real quick. This can happen when the left stick that I wiggle around gets into the middle. Can be that the BSS completely drops. Same when I stop holding B.
So the next shrine is a bit out of the way. We can't directly BLSS there. It's actually on top of a mountain or cliffside, whatever you want to say. So we need another way to get up there. I mean, you can technically also climb it, but it's very slow. But this is where wind bumps come in handy again. Yeah.
Can also do wind bombs from trees. Oh, doesn't quite work out. It's a little bit low. No problem, I can reload.
So if you bounce off the side, there's pretty much very little chance to recover it, really. So you either want to go all the way to the top or reload.
It's also a max height wind bomb, which means that you get maximum height out of it. Oh, we get. Oh, that's not very
interesting.
Nice. The autosave load us back here. Guess you gotta do this again. That's the thing with autosaves in this game. If you mess something up, the autosaves get kind of wacky. So you just hope that everything goes well and you don't need any other saves. Let's try this again. I saw the save sign in the bottom right, so hopefully it's creating me a good autosave. Failed again. It did. It's not a good one. It's a better one though. Still gonna have to go a little bit further. Don't have to go all the way, which is good.
Yeah, there's not too much sprinting left usually in the run, but as you can see, whenever there is sprinting, you also want to kind of alternate it with whistling, which still allows you to run rather fast, but you can recharge the stamina.
Alright, that one was a close one, especially sometimes you can land on a little ledge and you still make it because then you can climb up very easily, but mostly it doesn't make it, like just now there. Okay, after this I'm trying to go in for a hard save, so I get a better save. Don't have to walk all this way again. Quite some time after. It's the wrong button. This is quite worried. Oh, I want it.
Shouldn't have gotten it first try in practice, right?
Yeah, it's always like that. This one can be really finicky. And sometimes just gets you a very weird launch. So I tried to go for a different timing. Probably the play right now. Or not. Starting to really think about climbing up there. This one gets me a very interesting angle. Alright, let's see. Concentrate a little bit and it should work.
That hurts, yeah.
That's heartbreaking.
That's disgusting.
Why would you do this to me?
That looks much better. Yeah, there we go.
Finally. That was right.
And yeah, this part is pretty familiar by now.
Don't need to. I can actually clip in here without a second clip because this the bottom of the shrine is low enough so we can just jump up and get to the elevator easily. Yeah, now this is the shrine. A rune we used to need a lot in speedrunning, but it's kind of, it's been all the new glitches, it kind of died out. We can use it, I guess, once, right after the shrine.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's about done with stasis.
This is probably the power that most people remember from like casual play. It's like even like normal playthrough, you would usually use this for some quite funny effects. So the idea is you can stop the motion of objects, then hit objects and transfer that momentum onto the object. So once stasis runs out, the object moves again in that direction. That's
got me quite high. Normally you should give it low right into the monk. I see what you're trying to tell me, game. Game is like...
Not this again.
Try to practice it again, is what it said to me. That's what I say with the autosaves. They can be really, really bad.
Yeah, sure.
Barely, but made it.
Yeah, that's yes, calculated, as they say.
Let's see what I need to practice again. Okay, the skew is kind of weak. We're gonna reset it. We don't want to do this. This time I'm going for the casual method, I guess. More or less casual method. Since I don't want to...
Go back again?
Yes. I want to mess up the autosave again. Even though it's saving now, so it should be fine. No, actually we're going for the windfall. You know what? We're going for the windfall. I'm being brave now.
I believe. That looks more promising.
Don't go too far back, thank you. Alright, so finally we got past this part. Now there should definitely be another place. It doesn't get us there anymore.
Yes, Apple said the only real application of stasis will be right after this. And then we make our way to the fourth and final shrine of the Great Plateau. For our fourth and final power, which is, I think, about as useful as stasis, probably, for the speedrun.
Oh, no, that's a slide.
Oh.
Climbing time. We accidentally crouch, and when we crouch it, we can hit the rock, and that changes the direction of it. Which is kind of weird.
Yeah, the idea was to stand on top of the boulder while it gets launched up, so you would also get launched up directly up, but yeah, as you could tell, that was not quite the case. But you can just climb up here. It's just a tad bit slower. And again, here we use the tree trunk for another BLSS. Also, you can tell this is a cold area. Link will take damage every now and then because we don't have sufficient clothing. But it shouldn't really like be a concern.
Quick to clip fast enough here.
Yeah.
You can even... Okay, that's definitely not the right skill. We have no more backup for it, so we gotta look out that we don't take too long for this.
There we go.
Try to ride a little bit too slow because we lost too many hearts.
Yeah.
So we can't do a wind bomb at the shrine as we normally would do. Which means we're gonna do the all bounce. I haven't done that for quite a while, but it should be too hard. I mean, if I miss it, I can just do the walk of shame. Which is alright.
And at least we get to see Cryonis used a bit more now.
Yeah, for once. Because normally this would be the only application of Cryonis ever. But no, we wouldn't even have a single application of Cryonis. We wouldn't even have a single pillar.
Special treat.
Oh, a bit too early. Yeah, and my potlet broke. That's why I want to unequip it. But the good thing is the autosave here keeps us to ruin everything already, so we don't have to go through this. It doesn't give us any health. There we go. That's what I wanted. And that was the last run.
Now we go back to the Temple of Time. And as mentioned before, should get the paraglider. And then that's when the game would usually open up, like really become massive, where you can really spend hours on end exploring, but we'll pretty much go straight for the final boss, which is also an option. Usually you wouldn't really want to do that, because you're severely under-equipped, obviously,
but we are apparently just not enjoying the game, so we are going to right to the boss.
we will manage. Again, we're obviously way too high up to survive this, but with the fall damage cancel, that's okay.
I just remembered I forgot my amiibos in my bag.
Which one is it?
It's a black
Well, there are
small bag.
more than one black bag.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I can get it to for you.
I guess we can go for no amiibo. I'm not quite sure on that one, so I think I gotta get them myself.
That's
real quick.
fair enough. Just marathon things. Oh, he's coming back. We got it. That's not just one amiibo.
The cool people have amiibos. Our little McDonald's toys.
So yeah, now that we have the paraglider, obviously fall damage is not really too much of a thing anymore. unless we're ragdolling, of course. Yeah.
Need some fish that we can make attack food with. This looks pretty good. Getting blessed right now with RNG after having a really good run. This one, and we want this one. It's more than enough. That means we can go to the castle.
And off we go.
And
or
we
not
can go to the castle. Let's go back up here.
Poor fish still there.
They're still alive somehow. I mean, I don't know for how long, but nice. It's definitely about the angle. Give it a little bit more free to our wiggles. Also, we can't go too fast, because if we go too fast, there's a speed cap, and we're just gonna hold in place, which is not very nice. Also not really fast.
Yeah, you can already see that sometimes the game is obviously like stopping. You can also see that our icon in the minimap is not really in the middle, going a bit too fast for that. So sometimes it just has to catch up again. Yeah, now you see it shifted back.
I also see like a lot of things are not loaded properly here. And hopefully the gate also isn't loaded properly. Of course it is, because that would be really nice. This means we have to do a backup. We have to flip into here so we can... Okay. Load it. And now we saw the map loaded in the bottom right, which means it finally loaded the castle. But normally the gate wouldn't load fast enough, so we could just walk through it. Good thing is, we got the autosave here this time, because once a load or something happens, we get an autosave. There we go. Look at us. There's so much fun here in the castle. There we go. Now we clip back in here. No, that's not how we clip back in here. It's beautiful here. Go a little bit more here. Yeah, this looks good. Yeah, and we follow.
Slowly but
Beautiful.
surely.
Now we can headshot this moblin, and he's gonna be like, who hit me? And we can surprise him here and get his weapon.
Yeah, so this whole part now is basically just gearing up for a boss rush, more or less. Like that's like the game, or this category is pretty much Raid Plateau, collect stuff, end the game.
Just gonna get some nice ancient arrows, which once do a lot of damage, and as well they stun Calamity Ganon when you hit them. It's gonna be very useful.
This is where the fish come into play.
There we go. Now we have a level 3 attacker potion, which is gonna make the fight much easier. And some more ancient errors right here. That's what happens when you do a clip, and after that you don't clear skew, or clear ragdoll. Then you can't do wind bombs because you're in a ragdoll state. You probably have to clear this bomb, exactly. Eat a little bit. It's normally not an issue here because we don't clip, but since we the gate loaded, we had to clip. Then that's the additional attack. Gonna get a little bit more stuff here. Let's quit. Second use of Magnesis here. That's it. Next Magnesis for nothing. And from here we can do wind bombs right into boss fights, or more or less in front of the boss fight. Because here we're gonna make form another little glitch. It's called the wind light skip, which already says a lot about the glitch. Because we're basically gonna shoot an arrow right at this point here. And cutscenes in Breath of the Wild work like they're in game, and I failed it. You would see he would be moving around his head and stuff like that. But it works like that. It's in game. The cutscene plays in game, and when I shoot the arrow at the right spot, it hits the wind light over and over again in this cutscene, which makes him die once he gets actually by. Half food, that's good. That one was kind of scary. Because I heard a laser behind me. Very specific setup for this. And up in this corner. I hope this time it works out well. This looks much better. You also see he's gonna be shaking his head a little bit. And he dies. And we skip wind light. So only another 3 lights are left. We pretty much have a choreography for helping us in the fights, which we have exact weapons and when we use them, and we use them to the extent of their durability. So because also the last hit of a weapon, when it breaks, deals double damage, which we can use very good to make this a whole lot easier here. Let's get the action in. Perfect. cycle. Here is a tiny bit of energy involved because Firefly can get up early when I knock him down here. So we hope he doesn't do it. Of course he does. To the last light. Nice hit, which means get another hit with the boomerang. The problem is if we play something in this fight, Thunderblight is going to act weird, which makes it way harder to beat him. So as long as this all works out, now on to Calamity, our last fight, this real fight in this game, say it like that. As many people who play this game know, there's another boss fight after this, but it's basically a cutscene how it plays out. Backup shield here as well, just in case. Some bomb barrels. We need this claymore. It's phase 1. Phase 2. Okay. Normally it shouldn't go to the wall. Because this makes it harder. There's some attacks that are really annoying. This is one of those. Okay, I hit it. It's good. Now we're going to the stun block. You basically hit him exactly at a certain moment, which makes him fall down again. Spin. There we go.
Almost done.
Almost done. We got another cutscene, more or less, I guess. Riding around a little bit with our horse. That's about it. I'm going to be waiting here. Yeah, Dark Beast is not really good at aiming, so kind of just misses us. There's also a strat here where you can be like really fast, so you can get frame 1 hits on the side, but that's some cue that I don't actually know.
But yeah, this is pretty much just hit the target from now on.
This one can be a little bit finicky sometimes. You have to hit way lower than they actually see it. You can quite overestimate right now. Oh, I am, yeah. Definitely, I know what the problem was there with the lovely tree pump. Hit someone, I guess. Only 2 more hits. 1 on the belly and 1 on the airhead. Fast first. And yeah, time is on hit in the eye. Lost it. Time. Alright. That was it.
Oh, we made it eventually.
Yeah, was not a good run at all. But we got through it.
You recovered.
Thanks. I do not deserve such a rarity, but thank you.
Well deserved.
Hopefully I can practice this a little bit more and maybe another run at some other time that's not as bad as this. But thank you very much for commentating.
Tried my best.
You made this whole thing easier for me. And next is gonna be
me.
You, right?
Yeah, I'm right after this.
Tomb Raider 2.
2013.
Ah no, you were actually playing Tomb Raider 2 yesterday as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be back right after this.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.